Welcome to another lesson of Adobe Lightroom Classic. In the previous lesson, we learned about the library module and all of the tools usage. Now, what we're going to do is going to be showing you all of the usage of the tools in the Develop module. So, what you're going to do is first off, select the photo which you want to edit. So I'm going to select on this photo, double click on it, and then what I'm going to do is just click on this Develop module, and you'll be able to add or edit in your photo, which is like very simple. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the histogram, which I also showed in the beginning of the lesson and also the previous lesson. Okay, you can see or like change the wavelength. Okay, so which is going to be done over in this lesson. So first off, I'm going to click on histogram, and you can see the photo histogram has appeared over here, and also about the lights. You can also see the section and also the charts of it, such as blacks, then shadows, the shadow part and exposure part, then the highlights and the white parts. Okay, well, all of them are different. Now if you want to make slight changes to each and every one of them, what I'm going to do is going to be clicking on these options. First, select on it, and you can like drag it so that you will see some changes over. So I'm going to like increase it or decrease it more, and you can see that there are changes in the photo. Okay, let's say I'm going to do is increase the shadow more so that it's more bright. So I'm going to do is select on this option again, click on this option, and you can see the photo is now a lot more brighter. So I'm going to keep it like this, and you can also select on this and change the photo of how it looks. Okay, you can change it from directly here, but you can also use these options to like increase and decrease it. Select on it and then increase or decrease that option, and you will be able to see a slight change in your photo. Okay, and you will also see about the codes which it helps to construct the photo or the specific place. As you can see, on my R is 22.9, green is 26.5, and blue is 273%. Okay, so all of as the histogram is done, what I'm going to do is keep it like this, and then we have these four tools. First is going to be copy or crop overlay. So first what I'm going to do is, if you want to use the shortcut key, just press on R, but if you don't want to do that, just click on this option, and then you will see that your photo will have grid lines like this. Then what you're going to do is use your pointer of the mouse and click on your left mouse key and drag it to adjust your photo according to your need. Let's say I'm going to keep it like this, and after you're done, what I'm going to do is going to be done. Clicking on done, and you will see that the photo is now cropped. Okay, you can also press on R and do that, but just click on it again and that will be discarded, or that interface will be discarded. Okay, then it's going to be about this tool on spot removal. If you want to remove the spots in let's say Adobe Lightroom or the photos, okay, what I'm going to do is going to be selecting on this option first. First off, what you're going to do is going to be zooming in so that you can get a perfect view of it, or perfect view of the spots. So I'm going to click on this option and zoom in a bit more so that I can get a perfect look at it. And then what I'm going to do is click on this option of this tool of removing spots, and you will see brush, clone, and heal. There are three of these options. Okay, so these are the type of brush which you can use. First is going to be clone, and next is going to be heal. Well, I'm going to show you both of the methods and how those actually work. So first I'm going to do is use clone. First off, I'm going to do is reduce the size of my brush by using my scroll key or scroll button on my mouse, and you will see the brush size is changing. Now I'm going to do is, as it is on clone, what it does is copies an exact place of a photo and then pastes it on where you want to, like let's say mask it up. So I'm going to do is click on this option, and then it will clone it, and then I can drag it over here. Okay, I'm going to keep it over here, and you can also drag it where you want to apply that. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it to be over here and decrease the size a bit more so that I can use it wherever I want. Let's say I'm going to do is keep it over here, and you will see that it will be applied, and you can see that there is a clone. Okay, but if you don't want to use that, there is also a better way, which is heal. Okay, so I'm going to click on this heal option. What I'm going to do is going to be just using the brush, and you will see when it ends the processing, you will see a smoother effect or a smoother texture on where you are healing. Then you're going to do the same process over and over again until you get a perfect result. But if you want to keep it like that, what you're going to do is just click on this option of spot removal again, or press on Q, and you will be discarded from that interface. So as you can see that there is a slight mistake over here. What I'm going to do is click on this option again. I'm going to do is click on this hue, and what I'm going to do is make it to be a bit more better. So I'm going to click on this option, and you will see that it will look a bit more better. Okay, now what I'm going to do is going to be using this option to like fix the skin a bit more and heal it a bit more. You will see that it will take some time to heal the skin or heal the place where you want to like use. So I'm going to use this option again over here, and then it will be directly healed, and it will take some time. And now as it is done, what I'm going to do is going to be the next option of sizing, feather, and opacity. So if you want to increase the size, you can also increase the size of your brush from here, which you can see now it's a lot more larger. Now you can also use feather. Okay, so I'm going to do is decrease the size a bit more so that it's visible on my screen. Now I'm going to do is click on this option, and if you want it to be a bit feathery, so I'm going to select on this, and you will see the skin is a lot looks a lot more smoother. Okay, as you can see from over here. Now I'm going to do is use the opacity. If you want to increase or decrease the opacity of the effect which you are using by healing the skin or healing whichever part you are doing, so it's going to like get more faded if you like decrease it, and if you like strengthen the effect a bit more, then you have to increase the opacity. Okay, now if you don't want any of those effects to be applied, you can press on reset, or you can just close it so that you can work on something else. Now you can see that it looks a lot more better. Now what I'm going to do is going to be the basic tools. Okay, but before that, I have also red eye correction and also masking tool. Well, if I want to do that, what I'm going to do is zoom out first, and then I'm going to use the red eye effect. As there are no red eyes in this photo, okay, if you have a red eye photo or a person of the photo, now what I'm going to do is going to be clicking on this red eye correction, and then select the eye which is red, and then select on it, and then the eye will be directly fixed. Okay, so if you want to like have different eyes, if you want to keep it red or if you want to keep it pet, then you can like select on it and then change or make difference on it. Okay, now if you don't want to, just click on reset and you're good to go. Now what I'm going to do is going to be clicking on masking options. So I'm going to zoom out a bit. When I zoom out a bit, what I'm going to do is going to be selecting on the like subject, or selecting on the area which I want to keep. Okay, which is what masking tool does. I'm going to click on this option, and then what I'm going to do is select on brush. Okay, you can also select specific person too. If you want to do that, just click on masking option, and then you will see an option to be select subject. Then Adobe Lightroom will obviously select the part where it is only seeing to be human. Okay, so you can select the subject, you can select on it, and then it will detect the subject in the photo, and you will see it will be covered or selected in red parts. Okay, or it looks red. Now as you can see that Adobe Lightroom has masked up the subject in my photo. Okay, but as you can see that the masking method was not completely professional or doesn't look that professional. So what you have to do to get a perfect mask, so what you have to do is, what I'm going to do is use a photo which has like very distinctive color, or like very simple color, or has like less details on it. So I'm going to do is import another photo from my PC. Okay, what I'm going to do is click on import. Okay, first off I'm going to do is select or go on this section. I'm going to go to library and then clicking on import, and let's say I have my photos over at downloads. I'm going to click on this option of import. As this interface appears up, click on this option, other source, then select on the folder where I have the photo. I'm going to click on downloads, click on select folder. You will see if it has a photo, it's going to like show up the photo in my PC. So what I'm going to do is select the photo which I need, or which one is like more simple. Okay, let's see if I downloaded one of the photo which I'm going to need to show it to you that masking can be perfectly done with those type of photo. So I'm going to like deselect all of them. I'm going to click on all photos, and I'm going to select this one. I'm going to click on import. Okay, I'm going to select on it, click on import, and you will be able to see that when I mask on it, it will be detected faster than the photos which have more details. So I'm going to select on this option, double click on it to enlarge the photo and see it. Now I'm going to click on this develop module and then select on the mask tool. I'm going to click on this mask tool, and what I'm going to do is select the subject. It's going to take really less time comparatively to the photos with a lot more details. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a bit more and see how it actually worked. I'm going to zoom in a bit more, and it's working on it. It will take a bit of time, and then you will see the actual result. As you can see that in this photo, which is like very simple color and very simple to distinguish, this object or this photo was very easily masked comparatively to the one with a lot more details which I used in the previous one. Okay, so that is how you'll be able to mask it. And then if you want to change or like make any difference on here on the selected selected part, which one is masked, so if you want to see which part it masked, what you're going to do is click on this option and you will see which part is actually masked on, okay, which is this part. Then you can like change every details one by one, and as you have sliders over here, you also have this option of alphabets or numerics. Then you can like select it, like select on it, and then also type in the number which you want to use, and that will be directly applied. But you can also use this slider, which is also like very simple to use. Okay, now I'm gonna do is increase or decrease the texture. If you want to decrease the texture, then you can see what you're gonna do is like drag it to the left, and if you want to like increase it, drag it to the right, and that option or that effect will be done on it. Then you can also do same thing like clarity and dehaze on it. Okay, you can also dehaze it. You can like decrease the exposure, contrast, and all of those highlights. Let's say I'm gonna do is keep the shadows to be a bit darker. And now I'm gonna do is, if you want to change the hue, select on it and you can change the hue of it. And you can see that it is getting warmer or brighter, and also at a time it's being more pink. So you can use just this tool of use fine adjustment. So Adobe Lightroom is going to fix that adjustment for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you want like manual changes to the photo or the masked part, you can like use this slider. Then we have a saturation, sharpness, noise, moire, and defringe. Okay, you can use these options to saturate and over like decrease the saturation, sharpness, noise, moire, and defringe all at the same time. So if you want to go through each and every one of these options, you can do that, because this is like very simple and very usable one, and also quite essential. So we are also done with the the part of masking objects. Now what I'm going to do is going to be using these tools which are over here. So I'm going to select it on it, and then I'm going to go to this basic option. Well, the basic option is a lot similar to the one we used in library, but here you're going to have sliders for each and every one. Thus you can like fix the numbers or fix the details of each and every one step by step, and also like bits by bits. Okay, so you can like slide on them, like go up and down, and you can see the histogram is also changing according to the edits. Okay, you can also use the vibrance and saturation over here too. Okay, that's like totally up to you right now. But now what you can see that the effect is being applied on the whole photo, because now I'm not using mask. Okay, so when you mask an object and then edit the photo, on the masked part will be changing or have the effect. Okay, so we are also done with this option of basic. So I'm gonna like cut it up. Now it's going to be tone curve. Just as I told you at the previous of the lesson about the tone curve, you can fix the lightings. Okay, now let's say I'm going to select on the dark parts and then increase it according to my desire. Okay, you can also drag it up and down, and you can see the dark parts are now changing. Okay, and whichever part, whichever category of data you want to change, you can like select it. You can see that this part is only the region, or this part is the darks. Okay, this is shadows, this is dark. So if you click on it and drag it, only the dark parts will change, and if you click on over here and change it, the light parts are going to change, and over here the highlights are going to change. Okay, so you can see the wavelength of it. And then you can like change it according to your desire. You can also select like specific colors, whichever one you want. If you want to change the red or the green or the blue effect of the photo, you can like do that. You can also select the brush and then do it just as I did on the first time. You can also change more by using the sliders, which are available right below the curve. Okay, so which is also quite simple and makes Adobe Lightroom to be be a lot more friendly, then you can like change the HSL. Okay, if you've seen my previous videos, you know about the HSL, where the hue, saturation, and luminance is. Okay, you can change it all just similarly, just as you do about the lightings. You can change the luminance too, which is an extra feature which it offers. Okay, then you can like adjust it according to your need, and then you will get an exact result just like you wanted. You have to like fiddle through it a bit, and then you will get everything. Okay, if you want different ones, then you can also use different ones. Then we have is color grading, one of the most important thing which most influencers, then most photographers and all of them use. Okay, if your photo or your video does not attract the viewers because of its color, then obviously not many people are going to see it. Okay, so what you're going to do is color grade the photo according to your need. You have shadows, highlights. Well, all of them are like quite similar to the ones we used on basics and all. Well, you can also change it by using the sliders too. Okay, you can use it and then get to know about how those actually work and how it actually looks like. You can go through them. Okay, after you're done, you can also select midtones such as shadows, then midtones, and then highlights, and then global, and all of those. Okay, you can also select it three-way. So when you select three-way, all three of them will be active at the same time. Okay, so if you want to use specific ones, then you can see it specifically. Okay, now as we are done, you can also use blending and balance according to your need, and you will get a result after you're done. So I'm going to do is click on this color grading. Okay, we are done with it. If you want to get more details about the photo which you are using, you can also like change it according to your need. You can also change like this, and you can see it is changing, and you are getting a closer view over here, as you can see from this photo. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if you want to change the radius, you can also do that. If you want to see or like change the details, you can also do that. Well, masking, if you want to do masking, if you want to do it again, you can also do that from here. Then we have is noise reduction and also color. If you want to increase or decrease the noise, then you can like go through these tools and make them on your own. Okay, well, it might take a bit of a time, but until you get a perfect result, then you can like keep it like that, or you can also like wait or save it up and then use it later on or edit it later on. That's like totally up to you. So we are done with details too. Then it's going to be lens correction. If you want to do correction on your lens, such as lens flare and lens glare and all of those, you can like do it from here. You can see of these options: remove chromatic aberration, then enable profile correction, and all of those. You can like go through them and see how it works. Then we have is transform. If you want to transform your photo into something different, such as levels, or like how it is put, like let's say vertical or auto or guided, whichever one you want, you can change the perspective of the photo according to your need, and that will be how you will be able to get your result. Okay, so that is how, or that is all that is in transform. Okay, as you can see, the photo has now taken changes. Now it looks a lot more different. Now it's going to be effect. If you want to add an effect, you can also do that, such as post, crop, vignetting. You can like change the amount according to your need, midpoint, and then roundness, and then feathers, then highlights, all according to your needs. And then if you're done, if you're satisfied with what you're doing or the results you get, then you can just press on done. Okay, but if you're not done, just keep editing it. And last one is going to be calibration. So calibration is the essential, or the last step of this develop module, which helps you to calibrate the lights and the colors of a specific photo which you are working on. If you want to increase the tint of the shadows, you can do that. You can change like individual and all of the colors of specific parts, or specific colors which are available in the photo. Okay, you can go through each and every one of them, such as RGB, red, green, blue, and last we have is the shadow. Okay, and if you're done with it, what you're going to do is just click on done, and all of the editing which you did is going to be done. If you don't want any of those, just click on reset, and it will revert it back to its default self, or how the photo was. So hope you understood everything in this lesson about the develop module, how the tools work. Okay, so thank you for watching this video again, and also for staying with us.